Everybody deserves a fair
I
trial.
can agree with that. He might be innocent until proven guilty, and he deserves a fair trial. But forget whether it's Luigi Mangione or not. Do you support that nigga who shot that other nigga?
Whoever it is,
Am I in the Matrix?
no. It sounds like you're driving now.
Sorry.
But, whoever popped that CEO's head off, yeah, that's messed up. Murder should never be condoned. But, yeah.
But if it was Dr. Mangione, you do agree that he should be terminated, right? Like he should be capitally punished and have his head blown the fuck off because it's called eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. You notice how I said tooth for tooth? Did you like that? Go ahead, Dr. Julian. What's your response?
We'll see.
Wait, I'm just trying to understand. You might be like Luigi Mangione is innocent, and that might be true. But do you support the shooting of the random guy, or no? You think that was bad?
What does that have to do with Luigi's case?
Okay, only no answering questions with questions, okay? That's part of the game. We're doing the same Marcus rules here.
The nigga who shot that other nigga.
No, I don't support that nigga who shot the other nigga.
Okay, good. So we agree. You don't think it's good to just shoot random people on the street. To be clear, I don't think it's good to shoot random people on the street, even regardless of whatever they might have done. But a lot of people seem to be supporting Luigi Mangione, and Dr. Wisdom might have confused me a little bit because I assumed that you support Luigi Mangione because you think it was good that he shot that guy. And I was just trying to, without even like attacking you, I was just trying to understand, do you actually support that guy who shot that other guy, or no?
Well, murders never need to know. At the end of the day, Brian Thompson is guilty of his own crimes, and
So you think Brian Thompson deserved to be shot?
And the most high will in purgatory, and his crimes will be judged accordingly.
So you think that you don't necessarily even support the guy who did it, but you think that the fact that it happened to this guy, whose name was Brian Johnson, I guess, you think that was good? Or is that what you're saying?
Okay, we're moving the show along. Dr. Julian's Q&A has come to an end. And I just wanted to really roast him a little bit for his Mangione supporting. So Dr. Julian, I hope you stick around. You probably won't. I know you're going to go try to get your dopamine filled somewhere else. That's okay. Feel free to leave anytime you want, and I hope you have a great day. Welcome to the room, dog in the fleece jacket. Chris, welcome to the Deep State Patriots. We are taking over the Deep State Patriots with an alternative. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
From church. It's a good sermon, and it's a pretty good pastor.
Why don't you retransmit the sermon to us right now? Go ahead.
So from what it was read was like it's all about inclusion, man. You have to be very inclusive. Jesus was inclusive. He was inclusive to like a tax collector turned against Jews, and you can never do that, especially against your own tribe. And that was like that's what it was all about. Like he touched just like sick people, people who had leprosy.
Chris, can I ask you a question? Do you think it was more of the type of like be inclusive to Republicans type of inclusive, or be inclusive to like transgender immigrants type of inclusive?
To be honest, I think anyone can like take whatever sort of information in their own mind will then like project onto like it with like their own experiences. So like it's really up to like interpretation, I guess.
See, I view immigrants and trans or anybody who's not a U.S. citizen or somebody who is demanding acceptance for what we might call mental health or behavioral problems. I take it with a grain of salt, meaning that I see the pain that they may not be admitting to, or that they don't want to talk about, because it's not a natural state. And the problem is there's so much compression going on in each person, all the communication, all the terror that they've lived with. Because a lot of these people who left their countries, they left because their shit sucked. And they were like, maybe on a hope and a dream, my life can turn around in America. That's the myth of America. So
yeah, so if like America is an idea, why don't you take that freaking idea back to your own country?
See, that's the thing about enlightenment is you don't need geographic proximity to obtain a state of mind. And that's why my friend the trash bag, who constantly says, I love to do Aliyah and go live in Israel and work in Israel and die in Israel and start over in Israel. Going somewhere doesn't fix an internal problem or a long-term problem. Being in the now is how you control the pitfalls and the unseen variables that inevitably arrive as you as you create actions in your life. This
girl at work, did I tell you that I read her DWG?
Yeah.
Baruch Hashem, congratulations.
And she did like after I immediately read it, she went to Amazon and bought it in front of me.
Yeah.
She was like, "Wow, this is so good."
That's amazing. There you go.
It was really cool.
Yeah. I've had really interesting experiences with Dao De Jing. When I was first on this app, there was an older gentleman who created a room almost every night, and he and other people would read Dao De Jing for about an hour. It was a great room.
Yeah, we discussed the Dao De Jing on my first date with my girlfriend, who drives me crazy sometimes. But first date, I was like, I like the Dao De Jing. She was like, oh, that's great. And then we kind of talked about it for a little bit. I thought, okay, that's good. Good sign.
And she was like, wow, this really like calmed me down. I'm usually like very angry.
Yeah, she was like, I'm so chill. She was like, I'm so calm.
Yeah, anger is the big thing. That is always the big thing. I have this one Buddhist book by this woman.
That's why I gotta say I really love Pussy. You know why? Because he tries to induce anger out of you. And it's like,
and he succeeds.
And you know what? Like it's more like he's like a mind reader. Like when you go like get your palm read.
Mind reader. He's a mind virus.
He doesn't look like he's scattering his net to hit any sensitive target points.
Right, I mean, he's a douchebag is another way of putting it.
No, see,
he's an asshole.
he fills both buckets. He is an F word, N word, and he's extremely vulgar. So he's like the opposite of what I want to be. But I understand that in what he's doing. But I'll be honest with you, as a publisher, a promoter, really it is the little Richards that actually get everybody, bumping and shaking and grinding and having a good time. They serve their role. He's the ultimate F word, N word super comedian. He is the super troll of all trolls. But I would still be very weary and just know that, I certainly wouldn't want to live my life like that, nor would I want to project that onto people. But I would use him to make money and use him to be productive and invert what he's doing onto other people to make money. But, as far as like supporting him, I would only support an F-word, N-word guy like that if we were making money. Welcome to the room, Dr. Majid. I am a never Trumper in the Deep State Patriots house. Welcome, Dr. Majid. Free Palestine.
Thank you, Terry. Can we also bring up Alexander?
Sure.
And so what do you mean by I am a never Trumper? Are you a Trump supporter or not?
Yes, I'm 100% MAGA. I voted Trump twice. welcome Dr. Xander to the room. This is Deep State Patriots. Free Palestine. Assalamu alaikum.
And we're turning into interdimensional radio right now. So
We-
streaming from different dimensions throughout the Clubhouse universe.
Right. We're in multiple
Yes.
clubhouse rooms.
We're in multiple rooms at the same time.
Is there something you wanted to say, Dr. Majid or Dr. Xander, as Trump prepares to move the first 500,000 Palestinians into Egypt in the resettlement camps?
Well, that's actually a very interesting thing that you're saying, and we were speaking about it. But I'd love to hear, Xander, what your thoughts are. Xander, are you there with us? Well, I mean, I guess I'll just go into it. You get on. Oh, I guess I don't know. It's gonna be there, not there, whatever. I mean, I get it. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, as terrible as it is, you know, we do have a bit Hamas to blame for a lot of the devastation that took place because life was already kind of difficult as it was there. But I think that as you know, the conditions were very difficult, but at least things were moving. You know. And in my view, it's like now out of a place of fear, definitely there's no way that Israel is going to allow for you know people, the population there to stay, you know. And so it's like it's a very harsh reality. It's very it's very sad to see the implementation of it, you know. But I think at the end of the day, that's kind of the reality. Like I think it was a huge miscalculation. What happened on October 7th should never have happened, you know. And that's so it's like there's a lot of moving parts to this. And I think that Trump is just a very he's being also very realistic about some things. And at the end of the day, like when we live also here in the United States,
Oh my God, it's that
we
third
have
time.
America first. Anyway, I kept going, so.
Bro, you said at the end of the day 3 times.
Some of you guys, when you speak, aren't very persuasive in the manner of the words that you deploy.
Yeah, Chris and I we didn't like that share. We reject that.
Well, this is really like a communication analysis room, and he left. But I've got 3 other clown house rooms going. I am a never Trumper, Trump derangement syndrome, and I hate Donald Trump, and I'm very angry. John, I don't know if you want to find the other room called Deep State Patriots, but really, these are like fishing nets or spider webs, and we just whatever floats in, we catch.
We are the shit, and we attract the flies.
Well, I like to say that
We are what you get at the end of the day. When the day finally ends, you end up here, and here you are. This is the end of the day. We've reached it. The day is over.
You should see some of these YouTube comments.
Is this just a bit that you do, John? Like you say, oh, look at these YouTube comments.
No, they're real comments. What are some of the comments? Sometimes they talk about his bald head.
Somebody wrote, named J.A. wrote, PEDS patient presents with dyspnea, dysphagia, dysphonia, and drooling. Patient is cyanotic and tripoding with inspiratory stridor on auscultation. Patient is unvaccinated. What is the diagnosis? So that's why I say, like, you should see these chats. It's like very random, very strange, and it's like it's not being done by AI. Like that's some actual human being who's watching this and decided to write all that in the chat. Somebody also named Robert Carey wrote bald boy.
There we go, bald boy, baldy.
But anyways,
It's like
yeah, this app really is ESL world. It is for non-native English speakers to come here to talk with American English speakers and try to improve their English language, I think, in many ways.
Yeah, the guy Marcus was using it as like an exhibition. He was like, I think for my German friends, it will be very interesting to listen to people like Brad, a real American, if you can believe that.
Couldn't Brad was like, I love this woman. I would marry you, Dr.
I would marry
Francie.
you. What the fuck?
Oh, you have no idea how accomplished this woman is. She is such an environmentalist. You have no idea. Look her up. Oh,
If you were younger, Dr. Francine, I would fuck the shit out of you.
damn. But any chance that I get to record Marshall Rankin Stankin and dox him on X and YouTube and use his name, I think I will take that opportunity because he is one lazy piece of shit. He mumbles everything. He's, I believe, a pretty heavy drinker at times, but none of that. I mean, I drink. The whole point is they are fakes. He voted for Kamala Harris. So, and then he constantly says, my party. You know, it's like, they're just the most inauthentic rubes. I guess I hate to quote Dr. Hannibal Lecter, but he's not a well polished rube. He's just a hillbilly. So I guess I'm angry over a hillbilly. But, anyways, we are moving on. Dr. Brian, welcome to the show. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm fired up. I'm ready. Like Scott Jones and Marshall Rankin voting for Kamala and then acting like they can talk in regular circles. It pisses me off, and there's an opportunity to dox them, but I'm just here to listen. And I wasn't going to join, but clearly I have more impressive things to say than the YouTube comments. Other than that, I'm just listening.
I agree. Dr. Scott Jones, though I'm friends with him, is an F word. And he is. I like his communication, and I think he's fun and friendly, but, you know, I don't really trust F words all that much, to be honest with you, in general. Now, you might say that is homophobic of me, but it's not homophobic. I would never. See, I think we already have equal rights. I think how you want to orgasm in private, as long as it's legal, is your right to be as gay as you want to be. You can be that fucking big of a, an F word. That's your choice to be an F word. But some people are bisexuals.
Why don't they create their own homo chomo churches?
And you never heard of the Lutheran Church?
Dude, that has really been my experience.
If you see a rainbow flag on the outside of a church and it's super inclusive, well, you still might have a nice potluck, but it doesn't mean I support your orgasm desire. It's just, and I'm not homophobic. I'm gay. So, anyways, I'm gay, and not many people know that about me, but I'm actually gay.
I'm transgender.
I was a woman. I shaved my head. I started taking hormone supplement therapy. I've been lifting weights, and my name is actually Janet. Not many people know that I'm gay and I'm trans. I'm one of the most successful trans success stories of all time. I grew a penis.
It's not many people can do that, actually. It's quite hard, but.
So, John, you grew a penis, and Zach sucked it?
No.
Uh-oh, Zach. Your roast is just beginning.
That's my next clubhouse rumor.
I should create a room called I Slept. Oh, actually, Zach, I do have a clip of you on YouTube. It's called I Almost Slept with a Trans. That's the title of the YouTube video. And it actually did get a lot of views. And I think it is kind of a funny thing to bring up because there are so many trans now. And it's kind of amazing how on a Friday, Saturday night, when a guy's been drinking and you're in a nightclub and it's kind of dark, or you're in a bar and it's dark, and a lot of people know that this guy is a trans, but he's flirting with this guy. And I've seen it many times in my life. And going back many years now, I've seen trans talking to men who don't know that that is a man. Because they have breast implants, they are literally dressed to the 10s or the 9s. So also, Doctor, my friend, a 3.5 out of a 10, and you were making a good point about 9s and 10s about how that's like perfection. And so I just look at it as if you give a 50%, that's like an F rating. 3.5 is like a triple negative F. So that
anything below 5 is a fuck you. Basically.
Right. Yeah, but Marshall Rankin is giving our president, a Republican president, an F. So he's an F person. And, you know, I don't know what he does. He always talks about my little brother and my little brother and my little brother and my little brother. You know, it kind of sucks when you get old and you get fat and like your energy is not where it is and you drink a lot and you mumble a lot and you spend all your time on Clown House. So clearly his career isn't taking off. No one can have a successful career and actually be on this app. It's impossible. If you are here, you are careerless. And guys like Brad, who seem to know everything about all things, you know, Republican, all things, you know, he knows a lot. And I'm like, I asked him one day, I was like, where do you get all your information from? He said, I get a lot of emails. So like, I don't know if he's pre-networked, but anyways, somebody said he drives a truck, and I thought he worked in like, you know, insurance or finance, or I didn't think he worked driving a truck, because even driving a truck and being on this app those many hours is difficult. I don't think it's easy to drive a truck, let alone talk on Clown House and be very specific about what you're talking about, because that means he's had to have read all this shit. So, anyways, welcome back to the Deep State Patriots, where we are going to now pipe in an actual Trump derangement syndrome room for you. We are going to take my burner phone and find one of the latest and greatest Clown House Democrat derangement syndrome rooms with our favorite Clown House clowns wasting their time talking about nothing.